Everyone see what we're doing? Setting up the lighting here. Alright. Everybody see the board? Am I in the right direction? How do you do this? Whoop. Is it the right direction? Here we are, teaching some math on the board. I'm your teacher, H, the comedian. Everybody read that? H, the comedian. You can see I have the H. I'm going to teach you some math. Yeah, is it the right direction here? I don't know. Anyways, we're going to get into some math. So let's say you're out doing open mic nights and you make 1 beer per performance. 1 beer, right? Now, let's say you have to pay rent. You're paying $1,400 for rent. Okay, that's 1 beer per performance, but you have to pay $1,400 rent. So how are you going to figure this out? Now, let's say you have 5 jokes per set. 5 jokes. That's going to be a typical set because you used to have to go up and you could do usually a few minutes in an open mic. You got to wait probably about average, let's say 2 hours to get on stage. 2 hours. And so to get 1 beer, you have to do 2 hours of waiting to do your 5 jokes. Now, how long does it take to make 5 jokes? To write them up, let's say it takes 2 hours per joke. So here comes the math. 2 times 5 equals 10 hours. See? 10 hours plus the 2 hours. 10 plus 2 equals 12 hours. So that's 12 hours for 1 beer, and then $1,400 is how many dollars of beer? That's probably about, you gotta get into the math. See, I'm starting to make my own beer, so the math will start to make more sense. You put the ingredients in and it all multiplies, and suddenly you have all kinds of money and beer. And that's the advanced course, though. For now, we're just getting into open mics and the basics. Beer, jokes plus time equals beer. And the beer could equal more jokes. See how that works? So you get on the stage, you get a beer, and then that beer makes more jokes. The jokes then over time turn to more beer, which then turns into more jokes. And you start to snowball. And you see this a lot in other investment courses. Once you reach the level of snowball, you really start to get elevated. You know, you go from doing steps, going up in steps, to going straight up the elevator. Elevator growth, they call it. So that's once you got lots of beer and jokes going on, you could really snowball up into the elevator. And that will get us into the advanced class next course. So hopefully this is all clear. This is the 100 class. And next time we'll get into Comedy Math 101. And we'll get answer all your questions about how this all works. And then you can start to get into the advanced stuff like whiskey. See, whiskey is kind of like beer, but it's more alcoholic. So let's say you have one bottle of whiskey. That could equal many bottles of beer in terms of getting inebriated. You see? So you might think one bottle, but when you get to more advanced things, you start to realize they're not the same. A bottle of beer and a bottle of whiskey are very different. And that's once you get into advanced comedy, you know, they're going to pay you in different types of bottles. They might pay you a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of vodka. You have to know all the different math because one bottle of whiskey can equal many bottles of beer. So, you know, it gets complicated is what I'm saying. But if you're going to have an offer, take the whiskey over the beer because it's worth more. So that's what I can tell you for now if you don't want to get into the numbers. But we'll get into more stuff next time. I'm H the Comedian. This has been H the Comedian Comedy Math. And I'll let you take notes for a few minutes with the board. And I'll answer some questions. Thanks, guys.